Hi guys, this is Anne, and I just wanted to talk about, are eggs really good for you? And I read this book and I thought I share a little tips of what I learned about eggs. And this is a person who is not biased to what you eat. He doesn't follow a certain diet. He just helps you heal the diseases you have. So he talked about eggs, and it really made me think, and I thought I'd share with you. First, he says, obviously, we have all a connection with eggs. I've eaten eggs, and you know that thing where you wake up in the morning and you're eating eggs for breakfast with bacon and all that stuff, and and you have that connection. Remember, it kept you closer to your family. And sometimes you find there are people who have allergies to eggs. There are people who eat eggs and nothing happens. So he talked about eggs, and the reason why eggs are not good for you is quite interesting. He said that it's not that they are a bad food. It's just what was done to them to make them not good for us. For example, science and research, they started growing pathogens in their labs, yes, and they had to feed their pathogens of the viruses so that they can thrive, they can survive. So one of the foods that they gave the the pathogens were eggs, and eggs, they to be able to feed the viruses, they gave them proteins, and the protein is in the eggs, the proteins and the hormones. So it fed the pathogens, and they survive, and many other foods that they give them. So how that makes us sick is that those viruses, they release them into the public, and they did that in the intention of making us sick. It wasn't anything else. It was to make us sick so that we can be dependent on them and their drugs. So when we eat eggs, the eggs feed the viruses, and then they the viruses, what they do is that they release toxins after they have eaten the eggs, and those toxins are what cause us diseases. Yes, you may say, oh yes, I'm eating eggs right now and I don't have any issues, but because we have those viruses in us already. So when you feed a virus, obviously it's going to multiply, it's going to thrive, it's going to release toxins, like it's going to poop on you, and those toxins are what causes us diseases. They remove things like neurotoxins, where you start getting things like chronic fatigue, you start getting UTIs. You mean so many things. I've even written notes down. I'm trying to see if I can remember. Women who have problems with PCOS, their endometriosis, they have other reproductive problems, even cancer. Eggs feed cancer, because cancer is brought about by a virus which is called Epstein-Barr virus, which actually, if you feed the virus egg, it multiplies. You increase your cancer cells, they multiply. Now he talks about life-changing foods in his book. I'll put a link to the book that I read about this. And so if you want to learn further, realize why you're getting all kinds of mysterious diseases and you don't understand. When you go to the hospital, they tell you have an autoimmune disease. Basically, an autoimmune disease means, you have a virus that is causing problems, meaning you're feeding the virus in you that we all have. No one is an exception. We all have the viruses. They are spread. They are done for everything. Then you might ask again, how come my grandmother ate eggs and she never had any issues? Now, these pathogens were released. They started doing this test in the 1920s. That time your grandmother, they were not exposed to so many. So obviously their health was not as bad. The 120-year-old is thriving and eating eggs. Right now, at generations, the viruses have mutated and they have become stronger than ever. So obviously when you're eating eggs, you become sicker. That's why you find that young people are so sick. Kids have sicknesses in hospital. You're wondering what's why. Because it's these viruses, we reinfect each other with them. You go to a restaurant, you touch something, you get the virus. Wherever you go to a restaurant, you eat their food, maybe there's a virus, you get it. It's contagious like that. Everyone has a viruses, everyone. So there are life-changing foods. There are foods that are medicine, and there are foods that are that will aggravate a situation. It's not that the food is causing the disease, it's the food that is feeding, that is was used to feed the viruses that is causing the disease. When I learned that, I was like, you actually think it's actually the food, because there are some people who eat eggs and it doesn't affect them. But down the line, they'll get an issue, and when they go to the hospital, obviously they're going to be on pharmaceuticals, and that is the intention. The intention is to make you sick so that they can fill their pockets. Yes. And if you like this video, you can give it a like, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.